Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E17 podcast. And I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And no Hav.
I'm a bitch.
Well, you know what? No, Hav's here. He's actually in the
Yeah.
he's in the room.
Yeah.
He's just not going to be a part of this review because he just did not have enough time to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. But he is in the background working on some clips. So, yeah. So, Hav, you want to say hi? What's up real quick?
What?
You want to say hi?
Oh, what's up, y'all? I'm not gonna be part of this pod because work was slave city for me, and I had no time to game, bro. So
yeah, I let him know. Okay, so anyway, he will not be in this one. But anyway, before I actually dive into it and explain everything, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at Heat Ray Vision Podcast or go to heatrayvisionpodcast.com. You can see all of our links through there. Or make sure you join the Discord. Top link in the description. Join the Discord, guys. Come chat with us about video games, movies, TV shows, anything like that. But yeah, before we actually dive into the, review, right? I kind of want to announce, you say from the title, that we have made this new segment. Not really, it's not a segment, but like new
format.
Yeah, and it's called Should You Buy, right? And that is for video games that we just, that we have first impressions on. We didn't play through and through, like 100%. We put at least, I want to say 30 hours or so. And we could actually describe what you're going to get yourself into and stuff. And really come up with the conclusion of, should you buy, should you not buy, or should you wait for a sale?
Yeah.
This format, it's going to be different. Whereas the other formats that we do, like through and through, will have review in the title. That's like the format where we would actually provide a rating because we actually beat the game from beginning to end. But for games like this, really big games that we just have to put out there, we are going to talk about first impressions, what you can expect. We at least put 30 to 35 hours and give and answer that question. Should you buy AC Shadows? But with that being said, let's get into it, man. AC Shadows.
Man. So,
let's talk about
this. First and foremost, for those who don't know, this was published by Ubisoft, specifically made by Ubisoft Quebec. Quebec, funny enough, their first game was also a dual protagonist game. It was AC Syndicate. That was their first game that they were the lead developer on, and they also made Odyssey. So that's a little bit of the background in terms of the game. But another thing in terms of background of the game is obviously this game, since its announcement, there has been nonstop controversy surrounding the title about this game because obviously when they announced that they were going to go to feudal Japan, a lot of people thought like, oh, we're going to play as one person, first of all, right? Yeah. But when we found out that it's going to be a dual protagonist, that really wasn't the issue. The issue was that obviously you're playing as Naoe and you're playing as Yasuke, who obviously is a black samurai, and obviously there's a whole controversy about that within itself, right? And we're not going to talk too much about that, obviously, because we're mainly here talking about the game, but we do have to talk about the controversy surrounding it because there's just a whole lot of it. A lot of, I guess you could say just drama.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely drama, man. This game was anticipated both for the haters and for the people who just love AC Shadows, like the AC Defenders for life. And then I guess we should probably talk about our history with the franchise a little bit, right? Yeah. For me, at least, I have fully played Syndicate, that one being my last game that I ever played full. Like these last two games I played were full playthroughs. I fully played Syndicate and I fully played the Revolutionary War one. That was 3, right?
That was Assassin's Creed 3.
Yeah, and I fully played 3, and I played a little bit of Black Flag, which is the one where I think most fans call that one like the best AC ever.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of my history. I'm not like a super diehard fan. I do know, and I do keep track of like the gaming world, so I do know how it has been for the recent AC titles, them being really grindy, right? And obviously it hasn't been the best for them. AC is one of the few franchises that Ubisoft has that keeps them afloat. But even then, these last couple installments of the franchise haven't been, I guess, like just globally renowned as like great titles. each one I can maybe say has been better than the last, but the reason why I haven't put any of them is that they have become really, really grindy. According to my cousin, Thiele, Hector's friend, right? But my cousin, he played Odyssey, I'm pretty sure, and he just told, and I asked him, like, yo, is it really grindy? He's like, yeah, man, it really is just grindy. And that's what turned me off, basically, from ever trying out any of these. And with these past few installments, I know they've been trying to kind of just try to get off of that, and with AC Shadows they have gotten better with that, but it's still a little bit grinding. We'll dive into that deeper, right? But that's basically my background with it. Like I said, I only played AC3 and Syndicate fully, and I only played a little bit of Black Flag, but I'm not a diehard of the franchise at all. I do enjoy it, but I am not a diehard, so don't get it twisted when it comes to me. I try to keep my best. I know there's like an overarching story that connects all of them, but like the last thing I remember is playing as like AC3, right? What's the guy's name in the real world?
AC3, Desmond.
Like apparently his story's over, and now it's all about whatever the fuck's going on.
His story was, oh man,
do you remember it?
His story started in Assassin's Creed 2, through 3, I think, Revelations and Brotherhood.
Ah, okay.
I think. Quote me if I'm wrong on that, guys. Whoever, if you guys are listening, let us know in the comments.
But that's kind of like my history with it.
Or I could maybe look it up real quick.
Oh, okay. Do you want to say yours while you look it up, or you want me
Or do you want to look it up while I do it? Yeah. Go ahead. You look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's those. But yeah, okay. My history with Assassin's Creed. Okay, I'm not a huge like fanboy or anything like that. Diehard Assassin's Creed fan, and to be honest, I wish I was. I want to, and because I was in the past. So the games that I did play through and through was the very first Assassin's Creed. I played that on the Xbox 360 back. Ooh, man, I was really young. And same thing with Assassin's Creed 2. I did play Revelations and a bit of Brotherhood. I played a bit of Black Flag. I did not play Assassin's Creed 3, but yeah, those are the main games that I did play. The most amount of memory that I have from Assassin's Creed, I'm gonna be honest with you, was probably Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2. Those are the Assassin's Creed games that I played the most of, and I would say my favorite Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed 2. But maybe if I replay Black Flag or something, that might change, or if I replay the other games, or maybe perhaps the new Assassin's Creed games, who knows? Maybe it might change. But as of right now, from the games that I have played, Assassin's Creed 2 is my favorite.
Okay.
Okay, so you found the information.
So his Desmond Miles story is primarily told across the first 3 main games, which is AC1, AC2, and AC3, with some appearances in Brotherhood and Revelations.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 1, of course. Yeah, Desmond is there too.
Yeah, so that's mainly what's it called, where his story is being told.
And like, okay, here's the thing, ready? And I think that's where I fell off. I think once we left Desmond, I kind of fell off from the games. I'm like, whatever. When I played Revelations and Brotherhood, I was just not really into it, man. Okay. And I think Assassin's Creed 3, the reason why I didn't play it was because I have a cousin who played it, and he told me that the ending and the conclusion of Desmond Miles, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
That it just wasn't satisfying. And at the time, I was on the high. Dude, I loved the first Assassin's Creed, and the second Assassin's Creed too, right? And I think that like kind of bothered me because I was a kid, bro. I was like probably like 13 years old or some shit. Yeah. And I kind of like in a way boycotted it. I'm like, nah. Like my cousin, right? I trust him, right? I'm like, he said it's not great, whatever. They butchered his Desmond story. Fuck that. I'm not gonna play it. And then I tried playing Revelations and then Brotherhood, but it didn't really connect with me like the first 2 games did. And that's where I fell off. All the other Assassin's Creed that came out, Unity, Syndicate, all those games, I never played at all.
I remember Unity being really buggy.
Oh, okay.
Was it that one? That was the one that was buggy, I don't know, right? Man. I remember one of them being like a flop because of how buggy it was at launch. I think it was Unity.
And I just want to listen. Another thing I just want to preface, right? So you guys might be listening. Well, what the hell? How can we trust you to quote unquote review or tell us if we should buy this game? Well, that's another thing I kind of want to like make known is that we aren't necessarily going to compare them to the other games just because we're not familiar with the new modern Assassin's Creed games. Like we're not going to let that affect our rating or not our rating, but like the way we view the game. We're just going to talk about the actual game itself, like the 30 fucking hours that I put in. I'm gonna tell you how it is. You know, will I make some comparisons to Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed 1? Yes, but it's not like gonna be on me trashing on the game for, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's not gonna affect the overall like what I think about the game. It's just like differences that I'm like, I've noticed that that's completely different. And I guess we should talk about like a bit more of the premise where the whole controversy situation about the whole Yasuke being a black samurai, how, you know, even Japanese people and people in Japan were not a fan of, and debating whether Yasuke was a
Actual
samurai. And I'm gonna be honest, man, I think when it comes to video games, I think the most important part, at least for me, is if it's fucking good.
Yeah.
Right? if we're gonna be honest, man, Assassin's Creed is a fictional game. And like I remember Assassin's Creed 2, there's a mission where you're literally using, I think, what's his fucking name? Someone's like, I think Leonardo DiCaprio, not Leonardo DiCaprio, Leonardo da Vinci, sorry, I'm fucking up. Leonardo da Vinci's fucking flying machine. Right.
Yeah.
So we're using Leonardo DiCaprio, man. Shout out to you, man. But no, I like the Revenant. Anyway,
Same here.
So we're using his, like, I think it was him. I can't remember, man.
I know what you're talking about.
It's been so many years. I can't remember if it was him. If it was,
I'm pretty sure you are right.
I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yeah, because those first games took place in like Rome, right?
Yeah, it was Leonardo da Vinci, I think.
Yeah.
And he built this flying machine, and you're playing as Ezio, and you're literally using his flying machine, flying with it. And it's like, okay, if we're gonna be real, it's obviously fake, right? So it's not real. I mean, in Assassin's Creed 1, I think like you have this. It's been so long since I played them, man. There is like a fictional like Apple of Eden or Garden of Eden or something like that, like a fictional thing. Yeah. I mean, even the premise itself, bro. Like, you are strapped to this, like, machinery that acts as your ancestors' thoughts that you're able to relive. Like, even that premise alone is fucking insane.
Yeah.
So the fact that people were kind of making it a big deal that, like, Yasuke wasn't really a samurai, like, or whatever, I just think I think at that point it's just not... It's not worth it. It's not worth it to, like, argue over if you look at the previous games of how kind of crazy they are. And how kind of, like... fictional they are. At the end of the day, it's fictional, man.
Yeah.
You know, all I care is if it's good, if the story is good, if its game is fun and stuff. But yeah, I mean, is that everything? Oh, another thing too. We already talked about this in one of our HRV News Pod episodes, but we are recording this after the whole Tencent and Ubisoft deal.
Yeah.
So another thing that a lot of people were looking forward to this game and actually curious to see if it did well or not was because Ubisoft had a lot riding on this game.
Yeah.
Because at the time there were rumors that they were going to get bought out by someone, right? And they said, okay, well, we need this game to do well, right? And it wasn't until the game finally released, maybe a couple of days later, that's when Tencent came into the picture, where Ubisoft made a whole separate company with those franchises. They own 75% of the company, and then Tencent owns 25% of that company. So I guess from that we know that I guess Shadows didn't maybe do well, man, because they claim, okay, we have 3 million players, but it's like, okay, you said players, not sales. A lot of people might be using Uplay or that subscription-based shit to play their games for free or whatever the fuck. So, yeah, man, a lot of controversy. A lot of people are talking about it. And that is basically like the background with the whole situation with Ubisoft. Is there anything else that you have?
No, it's because you said that, but I could have sworn I saw something where it said, what's it called? Where Ubisoft was one of the best-selling games so far in 2025. So I just wanted to make sure I saw that before we moved on. But other than that, I'm trying to... Damn, did I fucking...
Like, AC Shadows was the best-selling game in 2025?
It's behind Monster Hunter Wilds, or whatever.
Behind Monster Hunter. Okay.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Shadows is one of the best-selling games of 2025 so far. Obviously, it's not going to hold that spot, because once GTA 6 comes out...
Yeah, of course. Right.
That's gonna be number one, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's gonna
we all know that was. We all know what's gonna be one at the end of the year, buddy.
Yeah, of course.
If we're being honest, right? But no, I think that was pretty much it for the game's premise. I mean, outside of like obviously it takes place in Japan.
Oh yeah.
It takes place in Japan. You play as Naoe and Yasuke, two characters set in this world and story that we're going to be following along, and you go on their adventure, right? But that's basically the premise, right? In terms of the one thing I want to move on to next is the visuals of this game, and I think obviously leading up to the release of this game was supposed to release what, like a year ago?
Ooh, I think so.
It was supposed to release like a year ago, right? But it went
delayed it.
through numerous delays.
Yeah.
Like what, 3?
It seems like it.
It was
I think it might
delays,
have been
right?
at least 2.
Minimum 2.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was 3 delays, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is where these delays were really felt. Were in terms of the visuals of this game. I only got one negative when it comes to the visuals, but I'll start with the positives. For me, I think this game does look beautiful.
Yeah.
There are parts where I'm just like, okay, I see where the delays were had. I think the game looks beautiful. It's bright. It's colorful. I love the idea of having the seasons change.
Yeah.
So like, it's not rapid, but it does happen frequently. I do like that. I like that the world feels alive.
Yeah.
Like if you're just traveling throughout the world to go from point A to point B, you will run into shit. You will see people walking. You will see enemies. You will just run into things. And in every town you come across, it feels alive. It doesn't feel janky. It doesn't feel empty. It doesn't feel like anything like that. That was one of my things. But the one negative where what's it called? Where I don't like is that. And this is where I'm going to make a comparison you're going to see me make a lot. I'm going to compare this game a lot to Ghost of Tsushima. I'm going to be honest with you. That's the game I'm really going to compare this game to. And the reason why I'm comparing it to this one right here is because the UI. I'm honest with you, man. There's too much shit on the fucking screen. They have to find a better way to minimize this, because if you look at Ghost of Tsushima, man, the UI is bare minimum. There's not a lot on your screen. There is no map. There's no fucking waypointer. There's no fucking your little weapon thing on the bottom left, whatever the fuck. None of that shit, right? And because of that, you feel way more immersed in the world. You really see the beautiful images that studio. I'm blanking on the studio's name, so I apologize. That studio, the people that made Infamous, I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm talking about? What's the fuck's their
Infamous?
name? Can you Google it for me?
Yeah.
But what's it called? Because they did that, because they did a very minimal UI, you feel way more immersed in the game, and you're able to appreciate the visuals that those devs did. And
Sucker Punch.
There we go. Those guys did in order to make you feel more immersed and appreciate the visuals more. In this game, I like the visuals. I think they're great, and I think the world feels alive, just like in Ghost. But the UI, it just reminds me of, oh yeah, I'm playing a video game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, damn, there's a lot of shit on the screen. I don't think you need all of this shit. And maybe you could change it in the settings. I don't know. But I wanted to play the game how they thought it was supposed to be intended. So which is why I didn't really fuck around too much in the settings. So that was really my only negative when it comes to the visual, is that there's too much on the screen. You know what I mean? That's really my only negative. Other than that, I think in terms of the game itself, I think it did function well. I think delays helped out a lot in that aspect. I think because typical Ubisoft games, they're very buggy. And I'm saying every game's buggy, right? But I'm talking about in terms of Ubisoft, in terms of Assassin's Creed, the last couple of games have been buggy and shit. But outside of that, I think they kind of killed it in terms of visuals. I don't know about you.
I mean, I agree. I think this game is visually impressive. It looks nice. They also have a photo mode feature, which I actually took advantage of.
You did?
And I took some pretty cool photos, and it looks pretty fucking cool, man. If you if you go to my socials at Seeing Six, I posted 4 photos, and I gave like my mini impression type of review thing on there. I'll show you them in a bit. But they look cool. Like the pictures that I'll show you, they look cool. It's a really cool photo mode that you could do. If you take a photo and you open up the map, it shows you where you took that photo. And I believe if you have it enabled, your friends can see where you took those photos too, like on their map and shit like that. It's like this pretty cool thing. But visually, I think that's without a doubt. That's something that I don't think we could take away from this game, is that it is visually like appealing, man. It looks nice. It looks good. Like some of the parts where it's raining, it looks super fucking cool when it's raining and shit, right? The season's changing. Like, it's super cool. I remember I was riding my horse. I forgot where I was going, but it was like during the fall, and the leaves were falling while I was riding the horse, and it was like, dude, it was cool, man. It was like, yo, this is really, really cool,
This
really
ma-
impressive.
With the fact that you're talking about AC Shadows like in terms of visuals, bro, it makes
good.
me so excited.
When I play that, when it goes to Shishima,
Dude, oh my god! I mean, Javi
got
knows.
to,
Javi
man.
actually played the game.
yeah,
So
I got
to me,
to, man,
I
no.
still think the visuals are 10 times better in Goes.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much more.
and that was a PS4 game.
That was a PS4 game, bro.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine how Yotai's gonna look. Oh my god! But no, man, that was pretty much what I had for the visual. I think you're right. You can't take away the visuals. I think that's where the delays were probably most felt
Yeah,
because it had to be
And-
for that
yeah.
visuals and performance.
And that's what I meant, because I said this, that Ubisoft had a lot of people work on this game, and it shows.
I mean, yeah, the credits.
Just not in the right places where, like, I wanted them to succeed in.
yeah, I know.
And we'll actually get into that. You know, okay, so what was that?
That was the visuals.
The visuals. Okay, let's get to music and sound design. Actually, I'm curious.
All right, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't. When it comes to music and sound design, it's something I don't really pay attention unless it feels out of place, or if I'm really fucking enjoying the game. Then the music stands out to me more because it makes me appreciate
Okay.
the scene or the moment that I'm playing.
Yeah.
In the game. So in this game, I'm gonna say that nothing fell out of place where I played. But I have seen clips online where, like, bro, some of the music is wild as hell. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be like techno or some shit. Like, I'm like, why is that in the fucking game?
Yeah. so yeah, I actually
I don't
wanted
know. I don't know if you came across anything like that.
to, no, so yeah, I wanted to get into that.
All right.
So the sound design overall, I think, is actually pretty cool and solid. Like, when I remember when I was taking my photos, I was like stand still, and when it was super windy, you could actually hear the wind and hear like the branches and shit. Like, that's really cool. Especially when you're out here like parrying enemies with your swords, you can hear the nice ching. Like, it sounds
Fishing,
polished. It sounds really good. I actually do like it. The music is where I'm not a fan of, because there are moments where I'm like, okay, I'm fighting this enemy, or like this is a boss fight, and it's like a Japanese hip hop mix of music together, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, this what are we
I know what you're
doing
saying.
here?
Those are some of the clips
It's
I've
like
seen.
it's like ding ding, like Japanese music, but then you
Yeah.
hear like trap beats to it, and it's like,
Trap
what the
beats.
fuck is going on here? It just
Yeah.
it didn't work for me in terms of the
Yeah.
music, man. I was expecting more of like, because even though I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, I have like seen clips, and you would hear that music, the typical Japanese, like, heroic type of honor type of music, right?
Yes, man.
I was expecting some shit like that. No, but here we're getting like remixes, Japanese hip hop remixes with beats, and it's like, it just didn't work for me. That's one thing for sure I did not like, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, like I said, I seen those clips too, and I think I had a couple moments like that, but the music always ended shortly after I got into it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. In terms of sound effects, in terms of like gameplay, not the music. I mean, it felt fine. Nothing stood out to me. You know what I mean? That's if there's something where I lag in terms of reviewing is music. I feel like
Yeah.
that's something I'm trying to get better at as we go on.
Another thing too, I guess I kind of wish that we had is whenever you're traveling with your horse.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but like, there's no music plays. Like,
I
there's
think you
no
are, yeah.
music. There's like no music playing or whatever, and it's like, that's, I don't know. I kind of wish we got
You
that.
had music?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they did that so you could hear the world.
Yeah, like to be more immersive and stuff. But it's
Yeah.
just, I don't know. I'm kind of,
Oh, okay.
because I'm traveling so far with my horse, and it's like all I hear is galloping,
Oh, I know what you mean.
and it's like, damn, it's kind of. I'm gonna be real. It's
especially
like,
in the beginning of the game, you're traveling a lot.
yeah, you know, if you're not doing the
Viewpoints?
the viewpoints and shit.
Yeah,
of
bro.
course.
All right, well, that's pretty much all I had to say for the music and
Yeah,
sound
me
design. Okay, bet. So next up, I'm going to be talking about the gameplay mechanics in this game. To be general about it, the actual combat itself, I think feels good.
Oh yeah.
My issue in terms of this game and its gameplay comes in the loop. And as you progress the game, I'm going to compare it to another franchise under the same umbrella of Ubisoft.
Okay.
I'm going to compare it to Far Cry.
Okay.
In Far Cry, you get introduced to the world, right? And you find out, and how you progress that game, I should say, is that you have the main villain in Far Cry, right? You have a main villain in AC Shadows, right? In Far Cry, you have like 4 to 5 different sub bosses, And in order to get to the main villain, you have to take out all the sub bosses first. It's the same thing in AC Shadows, but like crank the fuck up.
Yeah.
You have the main villain, the fucking 8 sub bosses.
Yeah.
And in order to get to those sub bosses, you have to do 3 objectives, right? But in order to do one of those 3 objectives, you have to kill like this circle of like this other criminal organization that's in this I don't forget what they're called, the area, you know what I mean? Like for Kyoto. You got to kill this circle of 8 sub bosses or 6, right? Just to get access to the fucking sub boss. Mm-hmm. So there's a sub boss for the sub boss.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why? This is part of the game where it gets grindy, and I don't like it.
Me neither. Dude, I'm gonna be real, Mario. Every single time I opened up my objective and there was a new circle that opened up, I just sighed.
I go, fuck.
I'm like, oh my God, are you serious?
And it's not hard to find these guys. It's just you have to go to the location, find them, go to the clues, find them, kill them, and okay, do it 5 more times.
Yeah.
It's like, why is that even in the fucking game, dude?
Yeah.
Just get rid of that. Perfect the sub bosses. Make each one of them interesting, because that's what Far Cry does. It's the same shit, but they make them at least interesting and unique and not grindy. Well, it is kind of grindy, but not like this, right? So I think they need to make it more linear. I get it's an open world, but you need to make it more linear because it's very confusing. I remember, if you guys go to my channel at Just Jazzy, I had no idea I was finishing up Act 1 when I was playing it. When it said end of Act 1, I got the achievement or whatever the fuck, I forgot how it tells you. I go, oh, that was Act 1?
Yeah.
I literally go, oh my God, that was it? I didn't even know.
Yeah.
It's very hard to tell you. And I know there's an option that tells you where to go, but that shouldn't even be a fucking thing.
Yeah. And I actually have that on my notes, bro. I'm not a fan of the non-linear storytelling and the progression. Because I know in the at least the older Assassin's Creed games, they were pretty linear in terms of objectives. And that's what I miss, man, because it's just when it comes to it's just kind of confusing. Okay. So I could play as Naue for 10 hours and do her missions, and then I could just go ahead and choose Yasuke and do his missions. But it's like confusing because you could do this mission first or this one. It doesn't matter what you do. Yeah. And I don't know. I think it's just too much. I think it's just too much.
Yeah, because for me, it's just hard to differentiate. Like, hey, what's the main story and what's like or what's something that's related to the main story and what's something that's completely optional.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, how do I know? It was literally it gave me a headache just trying to differentiate the two.
Yeah,
if I'm being completely honest. And then now going into the characters Naue and Yasuke, I'm gonna be honest with you. I prefer Naue in terms of exploring the world,
100%.
But in terms of actual combat, if I'm in a fight where like I don't have to be stealthy, I want to be Yasuke. Yeah. But traversing the world with Yasuke fucking is ass. It's honestly, and I get it. They truly went for we're gonna make both these characters really different in terms of combat and how they explore the world.
To like, I guess, give people like different play styles.
Yeah, right. Because in Syndicate, it kind of wasn't like that. They're both the same. It's just one's a girl, one's a dude, right? Yeah. And every now and then you had to play as a girl for a specific mission, and you had to play as a dude, right? Here they went 100% more committed to it, where like they really differentiated the combat gameplay between Yasuke and Naue. But the thing with that is that I never want to explore the world as Yasuke. It is so fucking annoying to explore the world as him. Yeah. But unless I'm, unless I'm actually in like doing a mission where I actually have to fight motherfuckers, I want to be Yasuke 10 times out of 10. But when I'm exploring the world or I want to be stealthy, obviously stealth, right? But in terms of just exploring the world, climbing shit, I want to be Naue 10 times out of 10. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I kind of wish they balanced that more. If I'm being completely honest, like I get it. Like I really do get it. It's just, in terms of experiment, I never want to be Yasuke, dude. I never want to be him.
He doesn't fit.
He doesn't fit it.
It doesn't fit in the game.
It's like why do I want to do optional shit with Yasuke? If I do optional shit, I want to do it with Naue.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I just don't like that.
It feels a lot better. Okay, the thing is, I also do understand, okay, what if someone doesn't want to do all that, like, sneaking shit, right? What if they want to go in blunt force and shit? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. There is that option. Mm-hmm. But I just personally think it's a lot more fun playing as Naue, man, as playing an actual shinobi, an actual, like, assassin. It's easy to traverse with. She's more agile. With Yasuke, it's just I don't know. It doesn't really hit for me sometimes, bro.
For me, it's just fun because he's so powerful, bro.
Yeah,
and his abilities and are
that's
cool.
True. Yeah,
but that's it. Everything else I just hate doing with him.
No, yeah,
that's literally
that's
it.
true. I will say his story was actually pretty damn interesting.
I was about to say, but we can go. I wanted to get into that, and when we get into story and writing.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that in a bit.
Okay,
so let's talk about some more of the game mechanics.
Okay, one thing I also. Oh, no, you go ahead.
I want to say is that I'm not a fan of the gameplay loop, where I just think it's repetitive. I think the game is really repetitive. The type of missions that you have to do, you have to sneak here, extinguish candles. Like, you know what I mean? Do the same thing over and over, and it's kind of like a grind. And the whole battle pass situation, even though it's like free, whatever, I just don't like that formula. It just
I don't
doesn't
like
work
it in
for
single
me.
player games, bro.
Yeah, it just doesn't work for me. I
know,
don't know.
right?
It doesn't feel rewarding, at least in my opinion.
It's like they made it free just so they can say like, "Hey, it's free."
Exactly. You know,
But
but
like,
it's just why we don't need that here.
Yeah, like imagine that loop pool.
Yeah.
Given to you for doing the side objectives.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would have been like better.
I know, man.
And I don't know. I do like that you could switch between Yasuke and Naoe anytime you want. Like,
yeah,
you want
like that.
You want to fast travel as Yasuke, you want to fast travel as Naoe.
Yeah, I noticed that was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's a cool like quality of life thing.
Yeah, and then the horse. I want to say I have an issue with the horse.
Really?
Because you know when you call the horse, it just comes in fast as
and
fuck.
it automatically picks you up.
And it automatically picks you up. And then like you're like, oh shit, I wasn't trying to do that. And then it like turns around the opposite way sometimes, at least for me. It's just, I don't know, it was super finicky. It was super weird.
From what I remember, I don't think Ghost functions like that. I think the horse just rolls up on you and you have to actually press the button. I think, right? Okay, yeah.
I don't know. It was just super finicky. Like I would always have issues with it. And then whenever I'm trying to like, whenever I'm trying to traverse through a woods or like whatever, for some reason the horse just gets kind of stuck or like lost. Like I don't know where to go, and it just turns you around. It's like, bro, like just jump over this. It's not that difficult.
Yeah,
so like
I know what you mean.
the horse is kind of like an issue for me. But yeah, I think in terms of like the layout of how the objectives are, it's just not for me, man. I think it's just too much. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I didn't really care about like whenever a new circle popped up. It's like,
I
bro,
hated it, bro.
I'm gonna be real. I don't care, bro. I just wanted to do main story.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool on that.
I know, man.
Because it seems, because I remember I did one. I did a circle, like a side thing.
I did too.
And the reason why I never went back to it is because it didn't feel rewarding. You know what I mean? Like the loot that I got wasn't.
I know they give you good shit, but it's like
it's just
once
not
I level
enough.
up, it's gonna be useless.
Exactly.
And in order for and let's say like because they do have a thing there where you pass loot, you can match it to your current level, but you have to use like a rare material.
Yeah.
In order to fucking do that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and it's like I'm not like that's a lot of fucking grinding, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't know what I think I'd rather just level up by doing the main story. Like I just felt it just wasn't rewarding enough.
I know,
in my opinion. But yeah, with Yasuke, I thought he was kind of out of place. I do understand why he was there. Maybe some people don't want to play like
sneaky deaky.
Yeah, right. Maybe they want to like I don't know, role play. It's an RPG, right?
Yeah.
It's an open world type of game. They want to role play as a samurai. Go ahead. But in terms of Assassin's Creed, it's I think it's 10 times more fun playing as Naoe.
Yeah.
It's 10 times more fun as playing as Naoe, to be honest, and traversing.
Yeah.
But I will say that Yasuke's story was at least intrigued me more. I won't lie.
Yeah.
It intrigued me more. And then I don't know, I just saw from at least where I left off, I started losing interest a bit. And I don't know, I kind of saw potential. Same thing with Naoe's story. I think Naoe's story was interesting, but then as I kept progressing, I'm like, it's kind of basic. If I'm gonna be complete, I know that sounds terrible, but it's kind of basic and kind of generic. This whole revenge thing, and it's like I kind of wish we had more unique like missions because it's kind of it's like the same type of missions. One thing for sure at the very beginning, it's like that teapot ceremony thing. I thought that was cool. I thought that was unique and cool because you actually had to pay attention to what was being said to you because then that's what you had to do later on in the game.
Yeah, I know, bro.
I thought that was cool. And that was like early on in the video game.
Yeah.
And we don't see anything like that later on. And it's like, I kind of wish we had more of that because you're kind of more immersed. Whereas in the grinding bullshit, whereas you're doing the missions and grinding, you don't really care to be immersed. You don't really care to pay attention. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's one of those things where, like, I have a dual monitor, right?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, like, oh, I have to do this mission and grind out this shit to get loot. I'm gonna put on a fucking YouTube video while I'm doing this, you know? And I feel like that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign if I feel the need to put on a fucking YouTube video and pay attention to the YouTube video while I'm just grinding and doing the gameplay loop. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I don't know, man. I'm just not really like a fan of that, man. And also like the free running, at least I want to compare this from the first 2 games. I've noticed that the parkour and the free running is a bit different. I don't know, for some reason.
Does it more structure to you?
I personally think that the old Assassin's Creed games have a more fluid free running mechanic.
This felt like it's very like structured to me.
Yeah, this one didn't feel like smooth free running. It was just climbing. I don't, you know what I mean?
I don't know. To me, it just felt very structured. If that makes sense.
Like, okay, elaborate a
bit. Like everything was fixed where you could jump.
Oh, I mean, well, to be fair,
and I get it. They had that things for like highlight, but like let's say they had this tree branch covered in yellow rope.
Yeah,
but it's very possible for me to go right, but it's not highlighted with the yellow rope.
Okay, I
want to be able to go there too.
I won't lie. The previous Assassin's Creed games, especially the older ones, they were like that. Like the
Very
cities,
short.
the cities were built. Were like, okay, it's clearly obvious that I could jump here and here.
Yeah, okay,
for sure. I'm more so talking about the fluid motions when you're actually free running,
climbing,
like free running nonstop. Like,
okay, I know what you meant.
Like it's more fluid in the older games, at least what I've noticed.
Okay, then you're right. Then yeah, because this game
here it's not.
It's not.
It doesn't feel that way.
No,
and I get
doesn't.
it. It's like more open world. You're not like in a bunch of cities or crammed buildings and stuff. But that's just a comparison that I've noticed, at least. And I wonder if the other modern Assassin's Creed games are kind of like that. But yeah, okay. So wait, what is that? Did we cover?
No, I just have one more thing in terms of gameplay mechanics.
Okay.
The skill tree. There's a skill tree in this game, obviously. And it's
it's
divided up by like what weapons you have. So like a katana, a crossbow, depending if who you're playing as, right? Typical skill tree. Obviously, the not so impressive skills are in the bottom. The more impressive skills are, the higher you go. My issue with it is obviously if you want to get the better skills, you got to level up the skill tree, right?
Yeah.
So only a certain amount of skills are available at level 1 skill tree.
Yeah.
And the way you unlock the other skills is very fucking annoying. Because the only way to unlock to progress the skill tree is that you have to get these, what were they called? Knowledge skills or knowledge points?
Yeah.
And the way you do that is by one, it's cool. It's a good and bad thing because I like how they did it, and then I hate it how they did it in this aspect. The cool thing about start with the positive is that to get them, you would either have to learn more about Naoe's backstory, and this is in the beginning of the game I'm talking about, obviously.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the game, you learn Naoe's backstory leading up to the introduction of the game. And that's how you would learn some knowledge points. I go, oh, that's fire. That's a good way to get them. Or with Yasuke, it was that crossbow challenge at first. At least for me, I don't know if it went to a backstory with him, right?
Yeah.
But the main way, right, is you go to these shrines. And legit, at these shrines is, hey, pray at 3 temples to get a knowledge point. It's like, really? Find 3 scrolls. Really?
Yeah.
And you had to do that. What's it called? And we got to do that. What's it called? It's just repetitive. It's grindy and it's boring.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And I don't know, man.
Do you agree that like this is one of the type of games that you would have to have like a YouTube video pulled up and like
doing that shit? Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? That's how I felt, man. That's how I felt.
Yeah, dude. It's just grindy, man.
And then the story. Let's talk about the story for a bit without giving spoilers. I'm gonna be real. The very beginning of the story, man, I just wasn't really hooked. I wasn't really hooked.
They do something where you're supposed to feel emotion, but
I didn't really feel
for
that.
me, bro, I hate when games do that, and it's very hard. I'm not saying it's impossible because other games have done it. But if I were to mention those games right now, then you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna say those games. But it's very hard to pull it off, and I don't think they pulled it off here in AC Shadow in terms of the introduction because the intro was fucking long. It was a long ass intro because a lot of cutscenes. Yeah. There was a lot of cutscenes, right? But they do something where like I'm obviously supposed to feel for Naoe, where I'm just like, bro, I don't feel for Naoe because I don't know what's going on here. Like I don't know the history, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So how am I supposed to care for it? But outside of that, the story, it's kind of like what you said earlier. In terms of both characters, Naoe's was interesting at first, then it lost me.
Yeah.
And then I unlocked Yasuke, and I was like, oh wait, never mind. I think Yasuke's story is better than Naoe's.
Yeah, it was
right.
more-
And
it-
where
I
I
think it
left
was more
off, I was really intrigued by it, right? But the one thing where both characters do bad and the whole world does bad, I don't know what the fuck they were doing in terms of hiring the cast, but the voice acting
Oh, yeah, I
for
forgot to
the
talk about
English is not
It's
good.
fucking trash, man.
It is not good whatsoever.
It's bad, man. It's really fucking
Guys,
bad.
look up a video of Ghost of Tsushima and this video. It is a night and day difference. I don't
it's
know
terrible,
what the
man.
fuck.
It's terrible.
It is not good. It is
Dude,
not good.
I couldn't get past like 30 fucking minutes. I'm not even joking with you. I couldn't pass 30 minutes in the game, bro. Like 40 minutes. I'm like, this is absolutely fucking, this is insane. This sounds terrible. So after 40 minutes of my playthrough, I switched it because there's a mode where you could switch it to where they speak Japanese and Portuguese to like be more immersive.
Yeah.
And immediately I was like, okay, cool. Now we're on track. Now I could actually have fun.
I
with
did
the
that
game.
too.
Because bro, it just does not sound right. And we have people here making like Asian accents, like you know what I mean? It just doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
The NPC like side quests voice acting just did not sound good. It was rough, bro. It was actually rough.
Yeah, man.
And I just couldn't do it. I'm like, this is really bad.
No, I tried immersive mode for one of
Yeah.
my streams, right? But the reason why I changed it back was because as I'm playing the game, bro, I couldn't like figure out what was going on. I'm like, wait, what's happening right now? Because I'm playing the game, but they're saying shit. So I don't know what's going on in terms of the story. And so I had to switch it back. I'm like, guys, I don't like it, but it's the only way I can understand what the fuck's going on in the world.
Now I was able to focus. Like I was just reading.
And because since I stream it, bro, I don't talk. I realize
true.
I don't talk.
That's true.
When I'm fucking have it in that mode because I'm paying attention to what's being said in the subtitles.
Yeah.
So I that's ultimately why I changed it back too. But the voice acting was not good. But
acting
as
was
far as story, man, now he's like we said, just to not spoil it, it's a revenge story.
It's basic, man.
Yeah,
Okay, let's be real, Mario. It's fucking basic.
It's a revenge story, yeah.
It's generic, and at first it was cool. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is actually cool. I'm kind of digging it, you know, even though it's a revenge story. Let me see, and it was getting good, and then I kind of was losing interest, and then Yasuke picked it up. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm actually intrigued, and then I kind of fell off from him as well. And I don't know, I see the potential with him, and overall, man, I just think that the story's okay. And I'm gonna be real, okay is not okay for Ubisoft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the issue that I have. The narrative's okay, but I just need more. I need more from Ubisoft, man, especially with the amount of people that have fucking worked on the game. And this is what this is what I mean when I said earlier. It shows that a lot of people worked on this game, but just not in the right places, and that's what I mean. Visually, it looks amazing. The gameplay, like the fighting and the way your character moves, it's polished, it's smooth, but the narrative and the story and the character arcs, that is what I wanted those people to fucking focus on. You know what I mean? That is what I need. That is what I need 20,000 fucking people to work on.
That is
my guy.
what made AC so popular in the first place.
Absolutely.
Not only was
the
game,
narrative,
it wasn't
man.
only the gameplay innovative, but they had the story to go along with
the
it.
Ezio trilogy is forever legendary, man.
Yeah.
Because of the narrative and because it was linear. It wasn't this weird non-linear thing where like
They don't know what they
you
want
have to
be,
do
bro.
your thing. It's
just a game.
It's I don't know, man. It just
I
lost
think
me.
I think Ubisoft just tries to be a little bit of everything. They try to be a stealth gameplay, assassin type of game, but
Yeah.
they also want to be an open world RPG type of game.
Yeah.
Which I don't think open world RPG just doesn't fit for AC.
And listen, dude, and I know how to fix this issue. Stop releasing yearly games. That is what's fucking them up, Mario. If you take the time to wait 3 years to release another Assassin's Creed another Assassin's Creed game, that would be ultimately that would benefit them because not only would they have a lot of time, but then actually sit and be like, okay, what can we do to actually beat the last game that we did? Let's look at the mechanics. Let's look at the narrative. What can we do that's different? What can we do that's gonna stand out from the previous game that we did? Whereas if they're so fixated with releasing a new AC game every fucking year, like that's just not. Come on, man. Like that's just not good, man. That's not good at all. And it sucks because it's Ubisoft, man. Coming from Ubisoft, listen, despite what you want to say about them now, before there was a reason why they
were hyped.
They were hyped, and they made some great Far Cry games, man. Far Cry 3? Far Cry 4 was really fucking good too. We're talking about the older Assassin's Creed games, Black Flag. We're talking about Assassin's Creed 2.
The Tom Clancy games.
The Tom Clancy games, man. So Ubisoft aren't completely dumb, man. They've made good games. The issue is that I guess maybe they're just being overcome. They're succumbing to greed for whatever it is, and they're trying to release a new game every year. And I think that's what's fucking hindering them, man. That they're just now releasing mediocre, okay games, and that's not okay for Ubisoft standard, especially with the amount of people that they have. And honestly, man, I'm not surprised that they were going fucking downhill and that Tencent came to the picture. And I'm not surprised that there was layoffs.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be real,
It was bound to happen
because
bro.
it's what are we doing here, guys? Like, you have this many people, but yeah, you guys are just creating okay stories,
mediocre games.
like okay. You know, I don't think this game is terrible. I absolutely don't think this game is bad. I also don't think it's great. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it's really. I just don't think it's great. I just wish that they focus more on the story. And you know what? And here, let me show you. Actually, something real quick. This is what I said on my Twitter, and like, here's the photo modes that I talked to you about. So just swipe. There's 4 photos, and this was captured in game with their photo mode that I did. So you can check them out.
I like this one
And
the
the
most.
people listening, yeah, that one's cool, right?
This one's
But look how
yes.
crisp with the other ones with Yasuke I took pictures of.
Yeah, those are good.
It has those features where, like, if you look at the first photo, it's Naoe on top of this on the boat, and like you know, it's like blurry. and shit. That's all in the photo feature.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it's really cool. It looks, dude, I've looked on pictures. It looks stunning, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I said overall. I said Assassin's Creed Shadows is a visually impressive game. It's polished and runs smoothly. However, I'm not a fan of the non-linear storytelling or the repetitive gameplay loop. Pairing that with rough voice acting and an okay narrative, it just leaves me wanting more. What's frustrating is that Ubisoft had a large team working on this game, and it shows, just not in the right places. I wish I'd focused more on creating a stronger narrative.
Yeah.
And I think I stand by that, man. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. But is there anything else you want to add, man, before we actually, give our should you buy, should you not? Should
I
you
guess
wait for
one
sale?
thing that also frustrated me were those sub bosses.
Yeah.
I remember one of the sub bosses. It's when you're in one of the castles, right? And it's the one with the spear, I think. And you're like in like a they're building something. They're in the process of building something.
Okay.
And it is just one of the most unexciting fights I think I've ever had in an AC game. Dude, where I'm like, bro, is she ever gonna fight back?
Okay,
or
the
what
only
fuck?
badass parts of like the boss fights, and this goes back to the visuals, is when you kill them, it turns black and white, and it's like the red shit. That's fire.
Yeah,
that's fucking fire. But that's my point. It's like you guys are working on so much shit that's cool and like fire, but the main bread and butter, man, the fucking the
game itself,
the gravy that you put on the fucking potatoes, man, is it's not there.
Yeah, I know.
It's just okay, and that's like that's my issue, bro.
Yeah. Fuck no, man. It's just frustrating.
Yeah, man.
It's frustrating because you know what it could be.
Absolutely.
And I feel like if they got rid of this like non-linear model, I feel like the game would be a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, man.
Because I feel like we're enjoying these moments like that are supposed to be big moments.
Yeah.
But when you do them, they're very sporadic because you get a cool moment, and then you got to do like an hour or two of like grindy shit, and then you get that cool moment again where it's like, bro, it's just get X the grindy shit, go cool moment to cool moment.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm not really a fan of the RPG type of style that's become. Where like, oh, I have to do side quests or certain things, and then I get better loot, and like, or there's loot boxes that you could like open through the world and shit like that, or the battle pass thing. I'm just not a fan of that, man. I'm just kind of over it. It's like,
they need to get rid of that.
It's not for me.
I was never a fan of the rarity. There's different.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't like that because I'm like, what? That doesn't feel like AC.
And here's the thing, right? Is I wonder if the previous games, like which modern AC games are like that.
No, they're like that. I think Valhalla's for sure like that.
Well, here's the thing: is obviously I never played Valhalla, and what I've seen is that people don't like Valhalla for whatever reason. They even said that AC Shadows is a huge improvement on Valhalla. So now it leads me to believe like, oh my God, like if I have strong opinions about AC Shadows, then what the fuck will I think about Valhalla? Is it going to be worse? Who knows? But maybe we're just not, at least for me, right? I'm thinking maybe I'm just not that guy. Maybe it just, these types of games don't really cater to me anymore, man. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just stick to my Ezio trilogy, you know? Maybe that's just it.
Yeah,
But
I know what you mean.
the only, if I'm gonna be completely honest, the only reason why I actually bought fucking AC Shadows and we're talking about it right now is for the podcast. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
And also another thing as well, I mean, this kind of leads to our quote unquote rating thing. I don't think that this was worth the $70, man.
Yeah, same here.
I was kind of like disappointed. I'm like, I expected more from you, Ubisoft. You know what I mean? Especially because you knew that there was a lot riding on this game. And keep in mind, I know it sounds like we're being harsh, but I don't think the game is terrible. I don't think it's a bad game. It's just the repetitive gameplay loop is just not for me. And it's just sometimes boring and doesn't feel rewarding at times, you know? But okay, I mean, I'm ready to give my thing. Are you
go
ready?
ahead, since you already kind of started it already.
Okay. I think for Assassin's Creed Shadows, I think you should wait for a sale. I don't think it's worth buying for the $70 price tag. I think this is like a $50 to $40 game when it's like on sale. I think if you could find it for that, then yeah, I think wait for a sale.
All right.
Because do not buy. Because keep in mind, guys, we just came up with this format. Because when I'm thinking of do not buy, that's like a do not. This is a bad game.
Like, just don't play.
Yeah, just don't play it. Just don't play it. You know.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think like there is some things that are cool about this game and it's fun, but then it's just the repetitiveness and then the grindy kind of just takes you out of it. At least that's just what I think.
No, I pretty much.
Should we add more levels to it? So like, you know, okay, there's a sale, but then like, is it a normal sale or like a deep fucking sale? Like, you know what I mean?
I'll say probably a normal sale. 'Cause I feel like on sale, this game's probably going to cost like $50.
I think
it is worth 50. I think it's worth.
I think it's worth 50.
If this game would have came out at $50, I would be talking about it way differently.
That's
Because I'm like, okay, you get all this, but it's only $50, bro. Like,
that's true. But the fact it's $70.
It's $70. That's what gets me, man.
Yeah.
What's it called? I'm very much in the same boat. I don't really think this game was worth the $70 price point that it obviously released at. I mean, it's not all bad. I did enjoy the visuals of this game. It is visually pleasing, and it does run wonderfully well on PC. That's where I played it on PC.
I played it on PS5.
You played it,
and it ran well as well.
And on PS5, PC, there was they have like the little AMD boost. I forgot what it's called, the upscaler, where I was able to play at 100 FPS.
Oh wow,
which is amazing. So playing this game at 1440p at like 120 FPS was obviously a beautiful thing to do, and obviously it never crashed on me. I never experienced frame drops, anything like that, no popping, nothing like that. So the game is visually and runs wonderfully, which is I think is a rarity nowadays to say in this current environment of gaming.
Yeah.
But the negatives, what really hold it back for me, is the fact that it just is a repetitive grind. Granted, it's not like the previous titles from what I've heard from my cousin who has played those games. Apparently, it is an improvement on that, but to me, it's still too much, man. I feel like it copied too much of the model from Far Cry, right? It's very much main boss, here are the sub-bosses, take out the sub-bosses to get to the main boss. It's literally like that. Here, it just taking a step further.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? I think Hector nailed it when he said, like, bro, whenever a new circle popped up, I sighed. And I'm just like, bro,
Dude,
yes.
dude.
I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. That's literally, that's the perfect way to
Dude,
describe
I'm not gonna
it.
lie, Mario. By the time, like, at least my playthrough, dude, my entire objective thing was like full
I fucking hated looking at it.
with
bro.
like circles, and it's like, oh my god, this
Where
is
it overloads you. I'm just like, dude,
Yeah,
I
it's
just
like,
want to like play the main story. Like, how can I do that? I don't want to do this just to get to the main story.
Yeah.
But like I said, I don't think this game is horrible. I don't think it's unplayable. I don't think this is just an okay game. I think it's I should take that back. I think it's probably an average game. It's very average. Everything about a narrative. The only positive I have is I think gameplay is cool when you're actually fighting people as Naoe or Yasuke. Obviously, if you have preferences, obviously. Visuals, performance, I think those are the positives, but the grindiness, the gameplay loop is really repetitive. How you level up the skill tree is very fucking annoying. Honestly, I'm with Hector. You gotta wait for on a sale. You gotta wait. Just wait for it to be on sale. Then I think it's worth a cop. Don't get it when if the sale's only $60. Not even then, don't get it. Wait till it's like 50.
Yeah, like 50 to 40.
50 to 40 or anything below 50.
Anything below 50.
I think this is
that's
when the
fair.
game is like worth a cop, and I think actually worth that value.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
agree.
not worth 60 or 70 in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
hopefully down the road, with Tencent now having more of a say, obviously, hopefully they fix this shit, man. Because
Hopefully we get linear storytelling, man.
yeah, I
Like,
think
that
that's
would
the
be
one
really
thing AC would really benefit from is going back to the linear model.
Absolutely. I agree. But okay, yeah, I think that's everything. So just to recap, Mario and I, we both think that you should wait for sale, at least $50 or under. But yeah, that is it for Should You Buy? So Should You Buy Assassin's Creed Shadows? Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.
Peace.